something extraordinary has taken place. Only a select few in the NBA have reached those unimaginable heights.
Slam dunk is one of the most exciting plays in basketball.
Oh, Doc flying down the lane for the slam.
Dr. J is the reason there is a dunk contest.
This is the man that defined it.
Oh, my goodness.
The flair, the creativity.
There's so much air under him, it just looks like he's hanging.
People love the little guy, and he put on a show for them.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
I was right there, and I damn near broke my eye socket.
I really thought the top was going to come off of the building.
Oh, my goodness gracious. It is over.
No one can ever top that. Nobody.
Ooh, Jordan, I actually believe he could fly.
Look at the air. Look at the hang time. Look at the flying motion.
The leg, the tongue.
He built a moment that we never forget.
Today, TNT shows you the greatest dunk contests of all time. It's NBA Airborne. Next.
Welcome to Airborne. I'm Ernie Johnson. In the next hour, you're going to meet the characters and hear the stories behind the NBA's premier showcase of creativity and athleticism, the Slam Dunk Contest. We'll be spotlighting the 5 most memorable editions of the event's 22-year history. And at the end of the show, we invite you to vote on which one you believe stands above the rest. But now we start at the beginning. That's a good place. 1984 in the Mile High City with Dr. J.
It was 8 years ago to the day yesterday. Julius Erving.
My brother Al happened to be doing the public address for the Slam Dunk Contest because he was the voice of the Nuggets, and I remember hearing the introduction of Julius, and he barely got the words out.
The introduction for Dr. J was just paying homage to a guy who really started the dunk contest.
When the cheers were there, you know, a lot of the aches and pains just started to disappear a little bit. A lot of the creak in the knees started to disappear. It was like, all right, you know, let's bring our best.
Carl Shear, who was president of the Denver Nuggets, goes back to the Nuggets of ABA fame, and with the All-Star game coming to McNichols in Denver, he felt, wouldn't this be great as a celebration of what took place in ABA days to have the Slam Dunk Contest here for this All-Star weekend?
I think we were just looking for something that was going to be fun. There was a lot of lore about what Dr. J had done at the ABA All-Star game in '76.
Julius Erving was the fan favorite, the player that most people thought was going to win. In fact, everybody just about thought he would, except maybe one player.
I think Larry Nance.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Doc.
Well, Doc is already up there, but Nance is going to be the one to beat to get to the Doc.
You know, about a year before the Slam Dunk Contest, Julius Erving got off one of the great dunks of all time.
It's going to be stolen, I think, by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
So in the contest, Michael Cooper, the Lakers, decides, why don't I do a little copycat maneuver?
Michael Cooper.
And it didn't quite work out for Michael.
Michael Cooper in a slam dunk competition. Hey, Cooper, you know I love you, man, but stick with that corner jump shot. He can't dunk a donut in coffee, man.
Here's Larry Nance. And Larry with kind of a windmill move on his way to the hoop.
Larry Nance was a finesse dunker to the fullest. He was a guy that actually, he made, because of his length and size, it looked so easy, it actually prohibited him from being famous from the dunk contest.
Larry Nance. Shorts tight as they was, man. But he's a pretty good dunker, though. Pretty good dunker.
One of the things that the league used to do was to try to reach back and bring some of the great all-time players back to play these games.
Yes, they had their moment in the sun. They played in the classics, legends games, old-timers game. But can someone please get these guys a seat in the building?
Well, Tommy Heinsohn's job as a player was always to block the paint. But during the dunk contest, all the legends were spread out on the court, and he was out there at the half-court line just spreading out, had his big old legs out there and his big body, and He was basically blocking everybody's path.
You got Michael Cooper coming up, and those guys are still having their legs extended. I'm wondering, what's the deal with these guys?
All right, we come to the third dunk in the first round for Julius, and it was a kind of a nerve-wracking moment. He hit his head on the backboard.
And here's Julius, last dunk, first round with the drive, the two-handed jam, and he looks like he hit his head, John.
Momentum just kind of carried me out of bounds, and my head hit the support at the bottom of the backboard. You know, it was probably all because of adrenaline, because I had never done that before.
And then to me, what was most intriguing, it was like out of that phrase, "I play a doctor on TV." Did he forget he's not really a medical doctor?
Yeah, well, you know, Doc is giving himself a convulsion test or whatever with his eyes like this. He thought he was a real doctor.
He does the old by himself, just checking if he's okay, and apparently he was.
No, you know, I never hit my head on the backboard, but usually when I was done dunking, wasn't no backboard left. It was all gone with dunker, baby.
He had some of the greatest dunkers of all time, Julius Erving, Dominique Wilkins, Darrell Griffith, Larry Nance, and they all advanced to the semifinals, setting up the stage for a really exciting finish.
Julius Erving, his first attempt in the second round. Oh, Julius!
I pretty much was going year to year during that time, but, you know, it was still enough in the tank to go out and get some dunks. I mean, I think I was still one of the better dunkers in the league.
Here are the second round standings. Julius Erving and Larry Nance will advance to the third and final round. Dominique Wilkins and Darrell Griffith will be spectators. Here's Doc talking strategy.
And they had this mapped out. They worked on this, I would think, for weeks. You could see the diagrams, the way they were studying it.
It was basically just a scratch pad, and at one time, they were in disagreement about what I should try, so I just went and did what I felt like doing.
Oh, and he hits it off the back of the rim.
He goes to the windmill. We've seen the entire repertoire from Julius, and he misses the dunk, which is deadly. It's critical. I mean, that's it.
Well, you know, when in the early days of the dunk contest, they were not quite as forgiving as they were later. You couldn't miss a dunk. So when Julius missed, all Nance had to do was literally not fall down, and the contest was his.
Here's Larry Nance, and Larry Nance a little bit conservative on his second try.
Well, Dr. J's a competitor, so he's not going to, you know, back down from any challenge. And he's, you know, even though he couldn't win the dunk contest, he's going to show that he had the ability to still do things that mere mortals could not do.
You have to remember, he got the crowd going by taking the ball, and he took his time walking back as far as what he was going to do. And every step he took, wait a minute, no, he's not going to do it. He's going to start way down there and try to take off. He did it. And I mean, we all lost it. I lost it, everybody lost it. It was like the greatest. And we're watching the greatest do something great and spectacular that nobody else could do.
So it comes down to Larry Nance, who actually all he has to do is make the dunk, but Larry wanted to perform, and he comes through with a gorgeous windmill cuff.
This is his final attempt. Oh, and he slams it home.
And that's it. He wins the slam dunk competition.
Maybe Doc didn't fly quite as high as he used to, but he was still awfully good at attacking the rim. And for him to compete against those young guys was pretty special to watch.
As a player, you respect and admire other players, what they can do that you can't do. And that's the greatest respect that you can give a player by coming out, hugging them, high-fiving them, saying, man, that was incredible.
Next up, big upsets in the dunk contest come in small packages. When Airborne, the NBA's greatest dunk contests, returns.
Tuesday.
Bones identifies bodies for us. Don't call me Bones.
An unlikely team.
I'll take you down to FBI headquarters in handcuffs.
He'll do it. He doesn't like you.
Is digging up the lighter side of the